This is what Mustafa Zico had to say after the game. Congratulations to Argentina on the World Cup. That's nice, nice. Oh, wait, there's more. The tournament was rigged. They didn't need anything else. The referee was unfair. The cup is being given to Argentina. They're not happy about two incidents. The goal that I mentioned that was chalked off because of a foul that was deep, wasn't it, in the half, but it was part of the attacking play, I suppose. The other one, they felt there was a foul from McAllister.
On Mo Salah.
Before the goal was scored. Have they got a point?
On the first one, no. I mean, there was a real foul, and it was, I think, only right because it was still in the action. It was maybe a long time before for certain people, but it's part of that action who allowed Egypt to counterattack. On the second one, on the Mo Salah, I think there is a debate because we see McAllister getting the arms of Mo Salah and turning him. So is it enough? Maybe because Mo Salah exaggerated the movement, maybe it's why the refs and the VAR decided to not giving it. But there is a debate for me, and we don't have a close picture of the action to be sure if there is really a move from McAllister. But, I mean, I can understand that they are frustrated, but 2-0, 15 minutes before the end, you have to play, I'm sorry to say, but the South American way of, wasting time, that they know perfectly how to do it, and they didn't do it. They just kicked the ball away and ready to, thinking that they would be ready to accept the pressure that the Argentine put. But no, it's too complicated. You have to waste time. You have to make sure that you're going to gain times, because of maybe somebody cheating a little bit, being on the floor like they know how to do it in the worldwide football. But they didn't do that, and they allowed Argentina to come back.
Have Egypt been treated badly?
I don't think so. Certainly not on those two incidents. I agree with Frank in certainly the first. I thought it was the same phase of play. It was a foul. You've got to put that back. That's just the loss of the game. The second, and we weren't afforded a great view of it. But it does look like there is coming together.
Why haven't we seen a great view, Shaka?
Sorry?
Why haven't we seen a great view? Where do you think the...
I am not even going to comment on that, Dan. I am not. I'm leaving that.
Just a question.
We haven't seen a great view, Dan. What you see is McAllister and Salah kind of coming together. I'm not sure how much intent there is. Whichever way, I think Mo Salah, one goes down easily. Second, I think he's a long way from the ball, not getting on it, not getting anywhere near to it. So for the referee to pull that back to give what I assume Egyptians think should have been a penalty, that was never going to happen. So I don't. There was one incident wide out on Argentina's left, or Argentina's right, where there was a lash out of one Argentinian into the face of one of the Egyptians that I thought looked a little dangerous.
Right. Did we see a replay?
No, nobody don't remember.
No.
Only Shaka.
Nobody else saw it. Colin is with me.
Colin, is this sour grapes from the Egyptians?
Look, you could look at it, but let's ask a simple question, right? If that was Messi, would that penalty be called? Because and it comes down to consistency. We've seen a lot of inconsistencies at this World Cup. Ghana had a penalty, a stonewall penalty against England. It wasn't called. And then we had the issue with Senegal, a push on the defender that wasn't called before the goal that kind of knocked them out. And then we come to this that happened here. And on the one hand, and I agree, the first one was a foul, but you come here, look at the second one. You've got two incidents within the space of less than 30 seconds. None of them get called. And then throughout the first half, Egypt were really irate about not getting calls for them. Everything was going for Argentina. So those little niggly things that weren't getting called for them, and then you put everything in perspective, the lack of consistency in the way calls go between the big teams and the small teams, and then you've got to think Egypt feel like they have a right to be aggrieved. And so when you look at it from that perspective, and again, the question I ask myself is, if that was Messi or Ronaldo or, say, Saka or whoever, would that be called or not?
Away from those incidents, Colin, the game plan almost came off, didn't it? Apart from the last 10 minutes, and as Frank said, are you surprised they were maybe slightly naive at that time?
I mean, I think I also mentioned it earlier in the show. there's a bit of naivety when it comes to that. And Frank, incidentally, I think a few years ago, I was speaking to one of your former French colleagues, probably tell you, and he said the same thing, that when they play against African teams, that you kind of know that at some point during the game, something is going to give. And even though we've kind of seen it most of the tournament where a lot of African teams have conceded goals late in the game, if you look over historically, it doesn't actually always happen like that. But I do think Egypt were a bit naive towards the end, a bit nervous. And if they had held their nerve a little bit like what Cape Verde did against Argentina, they probably would have taken this, they probably would have won this, or at least taken it to extra time and penalties.
Colin, just one team now remaining in the World Cup, flying the flag for AFCON.
Oh, yeah, Morocco. I think they're going to take care of France easy. I mean, Frank knows. That should be a really easy job for Morocco to take care of France. But here's the thing. One thing I'm going to say before we go is this. There were 9 African teams at this World... Sorry, there were 10 African teams at this World Cup. 9 made it to the round of 32. Now, even though we only have 1 left, what I'm going to tell you is this. Watch the next AFCON. You're going to see some unbelievable football. The AFCON has always been a great tournament, but now I think the whole world should watch the next AFCON in 2027.
Colin, great stuff. Thank you very much, mate. Much appreciated.
And stop dreaming.
Oh. Hey, that's what this World Cup's all about, Frank. Dreaming.
Shaka, I'll tell you, Morocco's going to win.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Shaka. Considering Shaka's history of picks, I'm not sure that's something. Thank you very much, Colin. As always, much appreciated. Just a reminder, it's an off day tomorrow. However, not for ESPN FC. We'll be back 6 p.m. Eastern on ESPN 2.